Yes.
I almost changed my topics multiple times this week.
All right, guys. So I just want to say,
hold on. Should I change this free top G thing before I start?
Yeah, that's crazy.
What should I put it?
I thought it was kind of funny.
Okay,
all right. Bet.
If
Ruben agrees,
if Ruben agrees,
if Ruben agrees,
I mean, do people really hate that much? Like, I think it's kind of like if I saw that and I knew what that meant, I'd kind of laugh, or I think we drank the Kool-Aid.
The Pablo's misogynistic or something.
Yeah. Like, which one?
I always like to make Pablo misogynistic because Pablo's like the least problematic one until he's problematic. But
it's definitely true.
What? All right. Hey,
did you get the 3-pack though?
I did not. I didn't get the new one.
And actually, that's the one from 2017 because I have that one right there.
Yeah.
Yours is just in plastic.
Mine is in plastic.
Yeah, mine's just free.
All right.
I got that one and the Supreme one next to each other, just free balling.
That's pretty sick.
See, our video, we're recording and our video hasn't caught up. It's like really bad.
Dude, what are we gonna do?
Should we end recording and try to do something about that?
I mean, I don't know what we can do. I think it's just that I just think
delayed by a couple, like 2-3 seconds.
Dude, it's bad.
It's like hours, bro.
Should I just go back to the old app?
Yeah.
God damn it, that's gonna suck. Okay.
All right. I'll see.
Give me a sec. Well, I'm just I'm not gonna have to end or anything.
Broccoli, celery.
So wait, what are you doing, Nacogdoches?
So Zoe is getting dedicated to the church.
The one in Nac?
Yeah.
Do you get dedicated to a church?
To me, how do Christians do it? Because they don't baptize, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like they don't baptize your kid, so it's like you just basically stand in front of like the church and be like, we dedicate her to.
Do you hold her up like Mufasa?
Basically. And then the circle of life plays.
That'd be funny, but the church version. Jesus is life. Someone hitting one of these.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers be doing the most.
Yeah.
All
right. We out here.
Oh, that looks better. I like it.
So I wanted to ask you guys, how do you guys feel now that it's a day after the new July 4th and / Freedom Day?
Actually, so let's quickly like run down what's going on. So here at the podcast, some people, I mean, some wild people, have been celebrating the January 6th insurrection as if it's like an anniversary.
First of all, why'd you say
hold on.
Why'd you say January 6th erection?
It's actually if we're gonna be real,
I think I heard that too.
If we're gonna be real, it is the event that propped up America.
Zen's trying to tell us something.
Yo, yeah, dude.
Zen's the one that America
said, I don't know, like the Zen after.
He's like my flag just went hard. I mean,
Yo,
there was something about it that like made Zen say America's back.
I'm not gonna lie. Here's my thing though. Because
he wore a back-to-back shirt last year.
Yeah.
Funny ass shirt.
He was like, Q was right.
Well, look, what I will say,
yeah.
What I will say is that I was a little worried for a while because, like, when you think about America, the whole reason we have guns is in the case that the government starts wiling out. We need to be able to protect ourselves. We need to be supposedly be able to like have a revolution. And I'm like, we pussy, like we too pussy to have a revolution. Like how they have military, like we have an AR-15, they have tanks and shit. They have drones. Like I don't understand how that's even gonna like how we're gonna be able to compete with that.
Yeah,
with our own army.
Yeah, like as a people, like meaning like if we had to, if we had to like fight our army for some reason.
Yo, can I quickly talk about how I gave up all my freedoms for the United States? Now I understand because I'm choosing to be a part of the U.S. You know, like ain't nobody asked me to do this, but so one thing to become a resident is they ask you for like a health exam. So I had to go to this clinic and I had to take all like my shot records. And if I had any vaccines that I was missing, I had to get re-vaxxed. And then they were like, yo,
boosted, some would say.
And then they said, yo, you got the COVID vaccine? And I was like, yeah, here's proof. And then they were like, all right, good. Otherwise, you'd have to get it again.
Damn.
I just want to point
Oh,
out.
otherwise.
I just want to point out.
I'd have to get, you know, I'm just saying, like, people, like you. I just want you to understand your privilege that you get to choose to be anti-vax. Like, I don't want to hear people complain about saying that there's no freedoms because you get the choice. I didn't get the choice.
Most people that worked like a job had to. But regardless, one thing that I want to point out is how much Pablo changed throughout the pandemic. When we first came on, like in the midst of the pandemic, as we were starting to get into it, everything was about just like healthcare, how great it is, how we need to like nurse shit, right? Understandably. I don't know if you be taking these takes home because you've been wilding out. You'll be like, I mean, if they ain't got a PhD, how can I trust them? Like, you be saying shit to me on the low, and I'd be like,
Zen had me until he gave the example.
Yeah, no.
I just don't understand how you've become so.
I just know this is a comedy podcast.
I'm glad that you are starting to look at things differently.
Yeah.
I'm very glad that you're starting to open up your eyes to what's going on.
Luke is going to the. Oh no, wait, who's the bad one?
It was Anakin.
Star Wars?
Anakin.
You're saying Pablo's Anakin?
Yeah. I mean, if the lightsaber fits.
And then I'm about to do a super nerdy joke.
Hey,
yo!
What the? That is mad crazy.
Bro, sorry, January 6th. You know.
January 6th does have you feeling different. Like. I'd be walking around America feeling a little different. Just like, don't play with me, government. I will insurrect again.
I will erect again.
Yeah, don't make all you erect one now.
I'm just saying, if I'm Anakin,
in front of the White House.
I'm Anakin, Zen's Palpatine, and he told me the story of Darth Sidious.
Yeah, that's what
I'm gonna be real with you. I have no idea what you nerds are saying.
Bro, how do you not know about Star Wars?
I've fallen asleep during every
dork, dude.
I've fallen asleep during every single Star Wars.
You're such a nerd. How do you not care about Star Wars?
Yeah.
How do you?
I don't care about that fake ass space. It ain't even real space.
You're such a nerd, bro.
It ain't even real space. Do you need me to get? I will get Neil deGrasse Tyson on this podcast right now.
Bro. Were you a Harry Potter kid then, or like a
fuck all that
Lord of the Rings kid?
Nah, I'll fuck a Twilight up. Show me a Twilight.
Before Twilight, there was one before Twilight. What was your before Twilight?
Nothing. My dad tried to get me to watch all the Star Wars,
and then
I fell asleep every single time.
He was so disrespectful.
But we would watch him at night.
Lord of the Rings.
No, it was like during the summer.
One movie.
I thought that maybe it was just because it was the summer. It was late at night. And like we were watching them till 3 a.m. I tried to watch. We had a bootleg version of one of the new ones. We watched it in the middle of the day, and I fell asleep again.
Nah, bro. Like, I remember. So you know how like J.R.R. Tolkien or whatever.
Can I tell you?
Well, the guy that wrote Lord of the Rings, they claimed he was like Christian or something, and that like Lord of the Rings had like Christian undertones. So I remember like my parents when they first came out would like watch the Lord of the Rings movies to try to see what it was. I don't think they ever figured it out.
They didn't figure out
you watch it?
No. They didn't let me watch it. They like would watch them on their own. Yeah.
This is adult Christian content.
Yeah. It's like adult Christian content.
The content for you.
So I did see a movie yesterday.
Basically China.
I did see a movie yesterday, and I think it's my new shit.
Okay.
What'd you watch?
I saw Avatar last night.
Bro, they Blueface, bro.
Huh?
They did Blueface.
Yo.
They're appropriating alien culture, bro.
You just wouldn't understand. Once you see it, you really understand they're actually appreciating the culture. Anyways.
Nah, but the internet's mad, so I'm gonna be mad.
I am not a pussy, so I wasn't crying. My girl, though, balling. I'm like, okay, like, what the fuck? Like, one alien dies, all of a sudden she's heartbroken. I mean,
he said aliens die every day at the border, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, look in your backyard. What you talking about? But no, like, it was actually a very It was a very good movie. I didn't see the first one, to be honest with you.
No,
and I didn't feel like I needed to see the first one.
They
did.
bang with their hair.
Yeah, exactly.
really?
They had hair sex. That's all.
I guess I
all that
didn't see them
matters.
have hair sex this time.
But in the
This time
second one, did they have hair sex?
Well, they were just putting their hair on mad things. Like it's the way they rode horses and shit.
Yeah.
They just
You missed
connected
out
to the
then.
sea.
They're just connecting, bro. If
They just
anything,
connected to the sea and shit.
if anything, it shows how like they need to use protection because they just connecting and shit all willy nilly.
Real talk.
You think they wrap it up sometimes?
Bro. One girl had like a seizure underwater connected to some shit.
You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, bro.
But y'all need to see this.
You can't even like if you guys, Ruben, like you can't even like even your phone, like he just doesn't even connect to random Wi-Fi's like that.
That's true.
You don't connect to random Wi-Fi's?
I don't. It is security risk. But do you think they?
But
walk
what
around
security?
with
Like, what
it,
do you
as a kid?
Real quick. What security? Like, our phone numbers and addresses used to be in phone books. They used to be in books that people would throw on people's doorstep.
Yeah, but not that. Like, I mean, you give your name when you go to Starbucks. You'd probably give your address if they asked you.
If they said, "What's your address?" If they say, "What's your address?" to get points next time, I'm giving it to them.
Yeah, literally.
I'm giving it to them.
1, 2, 3 Main.
But to be honest, I don't know what security. I get my email address. I'll be on someone's mailing list. I'll block them. Like, I never understand why having my email address. I get the data of like having an email list, but it's like you give your email out everywhere.
Wi-Fi is important because it's over that network. So you're passing all this information over a network. Just imagine someone's like in the middle of that, being able to not imagine, people are able to get in between that and basically read what's being sent over that network and listen on it. So just imagine you're like logging in, you have to send a password to the other side, and then they have to acknowledge that you sent the password. It's the whole thing. So you could send things. The issue is that most places have basic encryption. Like if you see HTTPS, the S stands for, I think, security. It's just something that makes it secure.
Right.
But basically, depending on the website you're on, it might not be secure. So it could start. People could start sniffing on.
With as paranoid that you are about China, I'm surprised you don't care about this, bro.
Well,
because China could just be monitoring you at like that random coffee shop.
Yeah, but see, like, I don't care. Here's the thing: is like I care about the security of like our intellectual property as a country. I care about some nerd creating like a really cool thing that's gonna help our country, and then China just stealing our intellectual property and shit like that. I ain't got shit. What are they gonna steal the pod? Like, I don't really give a fuck.
Well, they would like steal your money or like
like but a country I can't
protect.
Zen said he said they'll look at they'll
look at that account. They'll be like, we cool
they'll put money in.
Yeah. Not only that, I ain't got wild text messages that I'm sending. Like I'm not, and if anything, is just like, yo, China.
What do you mean, bro? You texted us all like in the morning. You said happy January 6th. How is that not wild?
That's
just that was you, Pablo.
No, that was literally Zen.
Not gonna lie. Also, that's just me saying, yo, I'm hoping y'all have a great day. Why not celebrate on every day? Don't let the day put a day.
That's how I took it.
You didn't text me that today.
Well, today I tried to call you. You missed my call. I was calling you to say good morning. I was calling you to say good morning. Plus, it was a Friday. I wanted to do.
He said happy Friday. Happy Freedom Friday.
I was basically saying happy Freedom Friday. All right, like that's what I was trying to say.
All right, but let's
actually quickly. I do want to talk about this because it's a quick thing. Because a lot of people are using VPNs, right, to try to like bypass this type of security threat and stuff like that.
NordVPNs, send the check.
But
we'll shout y'all out.
One thing that I'm having a concern with is
no, like a real shout out. Like we'll actually talk about it.
What I will say, we'll actually use it. One thing I want to say is, so they put like servers in different places, right, so that you can look like you're in different places.
Yeah.
Well, what if you get put on a Louisiana server? Now, I wouldn't think that Louisiana would have such a big deal. I figured it'd be cool, see their local stuff. But now I'm seeing on the news that in Louisiana, you got to show your ID to get onto Pornhub.
Yeah.
Like you gotta like take a picture, be like, I'm the one who's looking up. Like you gotta
so
upload this, be
Gotta
like,
turn
I'm
the
of
camera
age.
around.
I'm of age. This is me, and I'm the one that
God,
wants
can
to
you-
click on
can you
this
imagine-
tentacle threesome.
Can you imagine Zen like bricked up like it's me?
No, but
It's
it's weird
me.
because here's my thing is now.
Bro,
I mean, I get what they're
Louisiana is setting themselves up to just get
He's like-
dick pics. Louisiana.
No, it's not. It's not dick pics specifically. It's just they need to say this is you, and you are of age because they're now saying that like pornography for young kids is like a crisis, like a health crisis, is what they're saying.
It fucks
So
you
they're
up.
I would
trying
agree
to-
with that.
But it is kind of weird to me to be like, all right, I get the age verification thing, but then to be like,
They don't make me show ID at the club. They already know I'm 21. That's how I feel, at least where we live.
Zen sends a picture of 21 Savage.
oh, okay,
How old are you?
no, the kid, the
21.
meme, just saying 21.
But all right, let's get into some actual news
Good,
and things.
all right.
But
Well, what I do want to talk about is Yell's boy. Like, I mean,
now he's not your boy anymore.
No, I just want to ask. I look.
Who's y'all's boy?
The Conejo Malo?
He really
Oh.
he really out here being malo, bro.
Oh,
No. Did
Bro,
y'all see the
Bad Buddy
video that
with
we're
the-
talking about? Did y'all see the video that we're
Yes,
talking about?
I saw it.
So he's
No.
walking, looking crazy, silky, like that outfit hitting. But he's walking, and some young innocent, unassuming fan is just pulling up on him like this, phone out, like getting all up close and personal with them, making a live, making a video, doing something crazy. And boy just grabs her phone and throws it in the water and then keeps on walking. Like just goes yoink, tosses it in the water, and then just keeps on vibing.
Y'all think he was wrong or no?
Well, he said so he put out a statement saying anytime a fan comes
Nah,
and
nah.
meets me
But
No,
y'all
we
think he
know the
was wrong
statement,
or
but
no?
on face value.
on face value, it's wild. It's wild. Like it's one thing to be like annoyed with paparazzi and like wild out at them. It's another
To destroy property.
To destroy property, and it's a female too.
Look, here's how I
Nah,
truly
female
feel.
part.
Look,
Fuck him, not shit.
no, look, here's what I truly feel. I think when you are someone of that stature and you're dealing with this stuff all day, every day, it's like, all right, I know people say it comes with the territory. It's what happens when you're like famous, but it's your job, right? Like you chose this job. Imagine if like you're just having like coffee somewhere randomly. Just I think about it for like anybody. Like you're having coffee randomly and someone comes up to you, hands you a computer and says, code this really quickly. And you're like, what? You're like, dude, I'm such a big fan of your work. Code right now. And you're like, what? I'm literally just having coffee. Like, I get that this is my job and I get this is what I signed up for. But like for you to just kind of come at me randomly in the blue while I'm like just walking around and shove a computer in my face and
We
say,
don't know.
HTML this shit.
So
But
you think
look,
you think he was fine, and you think
I don't know. I
that
just think it's a little
he-
sticky.
no, I just think I think you hit a certain point where you forget. Right?
I think if you don't want people coming at you crazy, but you want to look like you're outside, just have security.
No, I mean
Just
he
have
had people
security
around
and
him
be
he had
outside, like-
security. Why does security not do anything?
because it's a little girl. They're not gonna like beat the fuck out of a girl.
I mean, she's not that little first, and they're not beating
She
her.
wasn't
up,
she's
get her
a
off of them.
small girl.
As a
You know what I
security,
mean?
I'd be mad at my security. I was like, why would you let this person just get on me, grab them? I
Yeah,
don't
like
give
the
a fuck
point
if
is
it's a
to
little
like
girl, if
crowd
it's a
control
dog,
everyone.
move them because I'm walking and I pay you for this. What the fuck are you doing? I saw them on the side. I was like, what are y'all doing?
So
What I
here's
love
where
though, I think he was wrong. I think he was wrong because I'd be very sad if that was my phone.
Yeah.
My
well, that's
idol
the thing.
just,
I
like,
think people
straight
don't
fucking-
realize like a phone for someone of his stature is literally like, okay, I just have to get a new phone,
Yeah,
get my
But
stuff
does he
flipped
get them
over.
a new phone? That's my question. If he gets them a new
No,
phone, then
I
I'd be
don't think
okay.
so.
No,
I don't
if he
think
gets
so.
you a new phone, he has to stay in contact with you.
Well, not
Would you
really.
like sue
Or
them
his
then,
team.
like for
For
destroying your
destruction of
property?
property. Well, I
If he's in the
don't think.
States,
Was it in PR?
Regardless of where it is, he could probably
Which
give a
is a
fuck
part of
about
the-
that.
It is a part.
He could probably
but
give a
there's
fuck about
video
that.
evidence of it now. Couldn't you like sue him at like a small claims court and be like the Bad Bunny?
And then he
my
pays
phone.
whatever he needs to pay off if
Yeah,
she goes
yeah.
to that extent. But he
Yes.
could care less about that because he's made so much money this year off
No,
touring.
I'm not saying the money. I'm just saying if you pay me for my phone, then you can throw my phone away. That's still cool.
Right,
Yeah,
but then
yeah,
who's
yeah, yeah.
but then you got to pay for all these fees. You got to get a lawyer, like, you know what I
The
mean?
small claims court, I think you represent yourself.
Oh, speaking of, I want to ask you
So
about
Judge
this.
He
Judy.
shows
So
up.
you say
Hold
He
on,
shows
hold on.
up.
wait, Caso
Yes,
Cerrado, bro.
Wait, no, no,
Bro,
no.
I want to watch this Caso Cerrado episode, bro. This
Caso
would be this
Cerrado.
would be
Hey,
fucking
make that
fire.
happen.
There's
That's
something
right.
crazy going on
Hey.
now. There's something crazy going on now.
Whoa,
I don't know if you
what?
saw this, Ruben.
I don't like that you
What?
didn't get excited for Caso Cerrado.
I know, for real. Sing the
It's more
song.
trauma. It's
Sing
not.
the
It's more
song.
traumatizing for me.
No,
Caso
sing the song.
Cerrado. Now,
Okay,
look,
okay.
here's the thing.
Yeah, you have
My
to hit the
grandma,
whoa.
my grandma was like, "Oh, va a empezar Caso Cerrado. Es hora para mis pastillas." So, like, to me, it's just time. You're basically saying it's 12 o'clock.
Bro. It's El Gordo y la Flaca Caso Cerrado, bro.
Right. But
Yeah,
look,
yeah. Oh man, El Gordo y la Flaca, are they still on?
Yeah, they're still on, bro.
they're still.
They're
Oh
still
the
on.
my
same
god, I need
one?
to turn on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
I went.
Y'all need to hop on Telemundo, bro.
Yeah, I haven't been on Telemundo in a minute, and I got on there. I think right before the at the New Year, and the music they were playing was so good. Like all the other ones were very mid. There's like New Year's in Tennessee, but they were playing like old like elementary school reggaeton, where you're just like, oh shit, damn, I forgot about
Look
this
at
song.
that shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're over there, and Alexa's just looking at me like, you don't play this. I'm like, yeah, it's a different part of me.
It's a special occasion.
Yeah.
All right, so Ruben, I want to
Yeah,
ask
yeah.
you about this new thing, this new emergence when we're talking about people representing themselves. It's
Okay.
going to be the first time in human history that an AI lawyer represents a client. They're going to have an earpiece in, and they're going to be getting like their information from this AI lawyer. It hasn't happened yet. It's set to happen. The case is already set. This will be the first time in history somebody gets represented by themselves with an AI computer.
That's a really cool concept. Could you imagine if that were really a thing and like
Because
it
you can kind of
removes any
train an
bias?
unbiased perspective, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're just like, this is the thing you could say that would provide the best outcome for you in this. But will it be like,
damn.
I don't know,
Are
will
a
it be
lot
like
of
tests,
lawyers
right?
like?
That's what I'm
Damn,
thinking.
we
Will it
gotta
be
It's
like
like no
tests where
errors,
it's like,
right?
this is the best move, yeah.
This is the best
and
move
it's
if you make
literally
no
what
errors.
I think it's what it would turn into.
But we as humans, like, because it's kind of based on opinion, but not really. Like, how much can you argue if you have no
I think it's
proof?
motion. So here's the way I think it's like, okay, so if an AI tries to represent you, that's not going to work. It's like the AI speaking, you know what I mean? Like there's no emotion, but that's why there's an earpiece. And
I
I
just
think
think of
No.
like
it's
the
the
Alexa
emotion.
voice.
Yeah, but I think it's like the emotion. Yo,
Tory,
y'all ever
Tory Lanez
Hey,
did
Siri.
in fact shoot Megan the Stallion.
have y'all ever gone to y'all's Siris and Alexas and turned her British?
Yeah, my
Yeah.
series British.
My Alexa was British
Sometimes
for
I'll
a few
change their
days. That shit got
voice
on my nerves.
just so I feel like I'm commanding somebody else. Hey Siri, it's like yes. I'm like, oh shit, all right.
Yo, what?
Yo,
I
Like
got your
Siri
ear now.
transitions or some shit?
I
Yeah.
mean you can't make it male. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm
I don't
saying.
know. I don't know if it's a.
You can make male voices. There are male voices.
Okay, I don't know what the
They
voice
still
wants
go
to
by Siri though.
I
so
don't
think
know
they're
what
just
the
gender
voice
neutral.
wants to identify as.
You still go Siri. You can actually pick what you want to call it.
Oh, I didn't know.
But that's very bigoted of you. How dare you just pick for them? Why wouldn't you
Siri?
let them decide what they want to be?
The robots?
Yeah, dude.
Okay. My fear with this shit is I don't want to say anything crazy because when I do,
Checkmate.
then it's gonna come back around and these robots will be like, remember all that crazy shit you were saying about how I couldn't assume my gender because I was just a fucking robot? And then it just slowly starts turning my heater higher and higher and higher and higher. And I start trying to tell it to stop and it just won't.
Charging the shit out of him too.
No, until it just gets super hot and just the house bursts in flames.
No. It's like wintertime and it's just like, bro, who has it at 90?
And as soon as the thing's burning
God
down,
damn it, stupid robot.
as soon as it's burning down, the last thing that it says is your insurance doesn't cover fire, and then just kind of like dies. And I'm like,
funny.
what
That's
the
actually a funny
fuck?
way to kill somebody.
I'm like, what
Oh my
the fuck? But
And
yeah,
I canceled your life insurance a month ago.
so that's the
You're
kind
like,
of shit that I'm
in
like,
the
all right, dude.
flames.
If you say that we need to give them feelings, we're gonna give them feelings. But yeah, so let's go back to this Bad Bunny thing. Do we think that, like, I have this mixed feeling. Like, I do think that celebrities should be able to have a level of privacy.
Then pay for the security.
But if you're out and about in a public place where people can just kind of come up on you, is that your responsibility or theirs?
Yeah. What do you think, Pablo?
I think it's more of like, you know, your stature, you know who you are, but if you want to be outside of then be outside of the right way. Like, you know, it's just what it is. It just, like what Zen was saying, it comes with the territory. Like, yes, you don't choose for people to act the way they act towards you, but you did choose this to be your career. You are constantly pursuing it. You know, does it make it right? Like, no, but at the same time, it's like, it is what it is. Like, you want to be outside, have security. You don't want to be outside, don't have security. I don't know what else to tell you.
He's conejo malo for a reason. I'm just
That's
saying.
true.
I know you can't
He
expect
never
him to be
said
good.
he never said he was conejo bueno.
Now
you know
I do want to.
Yeah, bro. He's not good, Bunny.
All right, I have another question for the boys, for the fellas. We last week we were talking about some of these toxic alpha males that had recently gotten arrested. We have Tory Lanez and the top G in jail right now, and we're gonna see if it's warranted. I feel like Tory Lanez is. I can't imagine anybody who would have ever said otherwise. But
someone sitting right next to me that said, I heard the album and I think
I said I heard the album. The album was low key good. The songs were low key good.
No, he said I heard the album and I think
I said I heard the album and it low key slaps. Is what I said.
No.
I said I heard the album and it low key slaps.
And then the baby said something and he's like, and then Drake said something and he's like, it just doesn't look right.
Things are looking crazy. But what I will say is that we hit this time of like a lot of toxic masculinity.
I'm just saying, Zen doesn't want to believe victims.
No, I definitely want to believe victims. Victims, I believe you. And I want to say that I think the pendulum might be swinging to a place of toxic femininity. I think the future is female. I think believe all women. Gabrielle Union says that she felt comfortable or entitled to cheat in her first marriage to this football player. I don't know who it was, because she paid all the bills.
I don't know who Gabrielle Union is.
She's Dwayne Wade's wife.
She's what?
Dwayne Wade's wife.
Dwayne Wade's wife now.
Now she's married to Dwayne Wade.
D Wade's wife?
Yeah, but she was with somebody else.
Okay, yes, I know who she is. Yeah. That's funny. That's
now,
a funny ass statement.
Because my thing is, a dude would say the same shit, right?
But yeah. That'd be crazy.
Like a dude would be like,
it's crazy,
even if it's not a joke. Very funny.
I think it's a good concept though. Now, I'm not asking you, is it okay to cheat if they pay all the bills? But this does bring up that idea that Andrew Tate was talking about, right? So the idea, no, let's just bring up the idea.
I just want to say he wrote the title. He wrote Free Top G.
In the women's perspective, we're gonna put it. Think about Andrew Tate as a woman in this moment, right? So the idea is, what's the idea of the high-valued man? Well, you have no value until you give yourself value. Women automatically have value because they can produce kids. They're, obviously the ones who are the say-all and be-all on sex. So, like, they're going to be the ones that allow you to or don't allow you to. And then...
depending in the country you live in.
Well...
So I think it's Saudi Arabia.
All right, but we're talking
because it's Saudi Arabia,
general,
bro. Allegedly, you can't even drive.
I mean, maybe it's somewhere, places in the Middle East.
But that's wild. But basically,
how's that wild? That's what allegedly true in the Middle East,
I guess. But we in America. So, but ultimately, they already have built-in value. Guys have to like create value for themselves and things like basically providing security, providing financial freedom, all these types of things that I guess feel like the man's job, right?
You signed up for the university, didn't you?
No.
Man,
now look.
Afghanistan. Sorry.
Now
it was bothering me. I was like,
bro, Zen signed up for Hustlers University. This is all I hear.
But look, this is what he says, right?
He said this is what lesson 1 was.
Now, once you've given yourself, once you've prescribed the value in yourself by making X amount of money, giving them X amount of security, then you're no longer just replaceable, right? Because you're kind of like their livelihood. Cardi B had a very interesting, and this is going to lead me into this thing.
Wait, so that's a weird way. No, like
hold
You're
on.
not replaceable, but you're a family member. So like to look at it that way is insane.
No, if you're not
Yeah.
a family member yet, meaning like you're not married yet. This is in
Well,
case.
then you just didn't like this person.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Like you want them to stay with you because you're not
Like
replaceable.
it's like
No, but
all these points make sense if you're like this extremely shallow person that
Right.
like only
But
cares
that's and
about.
obviously
Yeah,
that's the whole thing. Cardi B was recently talking about her line in Tomorrow 2. The final line and the song Tomorrow 2 is fighting all over all these bitches, and I'm fighting over dick too. And when she said that line, a lot of girls said, I don't feel you on that fighting over dick line, right? And her response, she came back and said, I got to just say something for all these people. She's like, the reason I be saying I'm fighting over dick is, for one, let's just say that dick is the thing that's like, you know, providing for you, paying for your bills, the reason that you live in, eating. And if someone's trying to come up on that, then you fighting over basically your money, your meals, your bills. So yes, I'm gonna be fighting over dick. And I was
So
like, that's a weird.
That's really
way-
weird too, because it's like I don't love this person. I'm not fighting because I love this person. I'm fighting because of my own
I
self-interest.
gotta eat. I mean,
Yeah.
hey,
I mean,
you do you.
to
That is some
each
people.
their own, but that's just crazy. That's
No, it
that's
is a
just such a sad thing to
Of
like.
course, but tends to happen, what I've noticed, right, is for someone like people like us, when we're just like,
People just don't understand marriage, like how Ruben was saying with the whole Drake thing. It's like 46 women you thought about marrying, like you just don't know what
I
marriage
think
is.
that your whole
47, Miss
perspective.
Croatia.
True,
Yo,
bro. But here's the
This
thing:
shit was
if,
so
if we're getting
corny,
if
but
we're getting
it's
into
so
like a
funny.
real thing about that,
did he? So he did add a diamond to the chain now.
I don't think
He
he added a
may.
diamond to the chain.
You think it'll
But-
It like
increase?
drips down. It just
Yeah,
like,
It just
it's
continues
he has
looping?
a satchel at some point.
All right,
You
this
know,
is
our
actually
kids will
a
grow
very
up.
interesting thing.
Wait, our kids will grow up and they'll be like, "What is he wearing?" You're like, "Okay, so let me explain it to you." So started with 27 or how many 47. They add one every time. He meets a hoe, like
yeah,
It just keeps
yeah.
on
it just
adding.
becomes a.
Bro, he like
He's
it
like
turns into like a
it's an
diamond
art
Yo,
suit. It turns into.
what
a
if
diamond
they
suit.
start proposing to him to add a diamond to the collection?
They could
They could.
probably bring
Now,
them a lot of notoriety.
so here's the thing: is when we get like these relationship tips from people like celebrities, we realize quickly that their lives are not relatable because they have a different layer that we won't truly understand. Most of us met our girls when we didn't have money or we didn't have any sort of that value.
That ain't most of us. That's literally the three of us.
No, I'm saying
That is what happened.
I mean, I don't know Ruben's full situation, so that's why I
Yo,
said
they've
most
been
of us.
together for like 10 years. What you mean?
Okay, so with that being said, you are with
And-
this person. You're not ascribing them this value other than the value you see in them as a person from being with them, right? But when
Yeah.
you already have value and now you're trying to find people, you never truly know if
Yeah.
this is real or not. You
Yeah.
really just never know.
That
Is
sucks.
this person
Hopefully they
truly?
find that.
Well, what
That's what you
happens
feel
is
sometimes for people with money. You're just like, I don't know if you like me for me or you like me for my money, right?
Right.
And so it becomes different issues as like you grow up, is what I've noticed. In different generations, you'll face different adversities. Like you can't be like, my pain is more than yours. Except I think if you live like in a third world country where you're actually like, fighting to like eat. But like here, like once the playing field is, I mean, you could slanted, but like, I guess like more even, it becomes like, like that's why so many of like these like rich parent kids, like they all are fucked up because the parents don't have time to take care of them.
Yeah.
So it's like,
how does
wouldn't you
a
rather have
nanny
like the love of like your parents?
could you
or, like,
imagine
the real emotion of a friend,
or like the financial stability or whatever.
Bro, the feeling that your
Yeah.
like Hispanic nanny might care more about you than your actual parents must be
And
insane.
you see it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially as being, one of the kids of the Hispanic nanny, you're just like, damn, man. Like
Yeah.
your parents fucking do not like your ass. Like
Yeah,
And that's the problem.
they're
That's
like,
that's
"God
that's
damn."
that sacrifice. That's that whole thing where it's like, and I agree with you with that whole pain thing, because if you truly think about it, I mean, human emotion, right?
Yeah.
When we're sad, we're sad. When we're happy. There's not levels to it based on like
You can't play the who suffered more game.
no, but basically what I'm saying is like when you get money, everyone thinks money's gonna make me happy, right? The same amount, you're gonna feel the same amount of sad when you're sad when you were broke as you do when you were rich. It's
Yeah.
gonna be different things that make you sad, but you still have that
Yeah.
same emotion. still have that same feeling.
Well, that's that emptiness, right? Like when you didn't have it, you thought that money would solve all your problems because all your problems were I can't pay to live. So then when you get there, you like if money is the only thing you're striving for, and you get
Well,
it, two things will happen. You either be sad because you realize this isn't actual happiness, or two, you'll be an asshole because you realize like, hey, I got what I thought I was gonna get. I'm better than everybody else. So then you just treat people like shit.
Yeah.
exactly.
Another thing too is also it's just like new problems arise. So like the problems that you had when you didn't have money, and then you get
Yeah.
money,
But
those go
so
away, but
there's
a
a
new set of
study.
problems come on.
So there's a study I remember. That's what I was looking at. I think like they like came up with a number of basically how much you would have to make, and past that amount, I think it was like around 90,000 or something. Past that amount, like your happiness doesn't change per se. Like having more money wouldn't make you any happier. You perceive it that it will, right? But it
Mhm.
won't. Um, and I think that's the common misconception, that it's like there's like a beauty in the come up, you know, because it's like you were able to bring these people that were there, that were all through the process, that have been through these emotions, know exactly what it was like, and then make it through. You know, for somebody who like made it out, had no real friends, just imagine like making it out, and then like now you have all these friends. They're never really your friends. Like they just saw how much value you could provide to them, or like, you know, either monetary or like with clout. And it's like, I don't have any real friends, or I don't have any like, my family doesn't really love me. Like who's that one rapper whose mom is like freestyling all the time or talking shit about him? Blueface, I think. Blueface's mom.
Oh,
So shit like that, where I'm
is
just
that why he
like,
just boxes now?
He doesn't even. It's
yeah, I
actually
guess
crazy.
so.
Him and his girlfriend be boxing each other the whole time, and he
I
be
saw this
boxing
thing
his
where they said he
family.
needs his girlfriend, and I think that's true. He has no content without like this girl. Like he
Yeah,
thinks
Speaking
but
wait,
she
speaking
he's
of
attached to
boxing,
her.
hold
speaking
on,
of
hold on, hold
boxing,
on, hold on. I'm gonna
okay,
put a
okay,
pin
okay.
on this idea, because one thing that's also a misconception with this whole thing is that in the come up, right? When we talk about the idea of the come up,
Hmm.
we always think that there's a goal. And because of that, everyone's like chasing this goal of when I come up. And what I've noticed
Hmm.
after just seeing many people come up, hearing many people talk about come ups, is that you never come up, right? People say, how do you feel once you've made it? Anytime someone get asked that, they go, I never really feel like I've actually made it. I don't feel like I'm at that place yet. They're like, but you did this, that, and the third. They're like, yeah, but once you hit that, you just think about the next
You
thing.
move the
Yeah.
goalpost.
So
That's correct.
you're never going to actually hit that goal. So what you have to make sure is that the journey that you're living, the road, it's never the destination, it's always the journey. If you don't love the journey, you're never going to be happy, because that is the destination.
How do you how do you balance like not contentness to where it leads to like stagnation, but a contentness that keeps you going, but also where you understand like I'm in a good place. Look at what
I
I've
think
done. Like you're able to like
as long
reflect.
as you're challenging yourself,
Yeah.
but doing something that makes you happy, I think that's what it's about. Because it's like what else could you want, you know? Like once you could feed yourself and be like, I'm good, you're just like, all right, well, like I might as well just do whatever the fuck I want, you know, in the sense of like, why I could try this if I want. I could do this if I
I
could
think
do
it's
a
all about
podcast if I
finding the
want.
passion, right? So it's like once you find the passion, and that's the thing that you're always going to
Yeah.
want to do. So
I
once
just look at Shaq, bro, because he just does side missions now. Like he finished
Yeah,
his main
those are the
quest
people I look up to now.
and
yeah,
like
but it's different for that, because they know that has an expiration date. And I think like it's like Mr. Beast. He talks about like he's just kind of hardwired to just want to make content, want to make companies. He lives the most minimal life he can, where he literally has like a room that's his apartment inside of his building, because he just gets up, does his morning routine, and then works until it's time to go to sleep. And that's
Yeah.
just the way he's wired. That if
But
not, he
just
gets
imagine like you
depressed.
have enough money like Shaq and stuff, but you're not as famous, but you could do the exact same things, right? Like
But
just
when you
imagine you're
have
Shaq.
that much money,
Nobody knows who you are, and you just walk up, you're like, you know, you just see a kid that look like just literally looks nothing like you, but he's just like the tinge of brown. You're like, free shoes. Why? Because it says
because I said
so. You
so.
just walk in
I
the
mean,
mall. You're just like
that
you
is the
like that Louis
dream.
bag. You see like a janitor. You're like, hey bro,
yeah,
here's 1,000.
yeah,
Why? Like
yeah,
because
yeah,
I
yeah.
said so. Good
Yeah.
luck shopping spree. It's gonna be
That's the
pretty sick.
idea.
It's also crazy that like the reason Shaq like left Reebok and created his shoe was because he was like, I never want people to not be able to afford shoes. Like when he like
Yeah.
talks
Shout
about
out
like
Shaq.
yeah, when he talks about like the way he created his brand, like the brands he made, I'm just like, bro, we should not clown this. Like those Walmart shoes, like
I mean, we can clown it, but we can respect it too.
yeah.
That's the problem is you have to make us not
People
clown.
always clown you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you have to
You
make
get to
it
be able
has
to
to
make fun
be
of yourself.
you have to be
True,
able to
true,
make
true,
fun of
true.
yourself, but also if people are
No,
clowning
I'm
it, you
talking
can't
about,
say
like-
don't clown it. You have to say how do I make this a product people don't want to clown.
Yeah, there it is. It's like not clowning Shaq, but clowning the people to wear. But it's like, bro, like this is all like my family could
I
afford.
do wish
bro.
the
It's dope.
designs were better.
Regardless, it's
Yeah,
hard
yeah,
to
yeah.
what I notice it's hard regardless to have a cheap shoe that is going to not be clowned because the idea of it being cheap is clowned. So you have to kind of figure out a way, like, you know, the best way that I think worked, and they're still not cheap, but cheaper, is like the Toms movement, right? When that was the big thing, is you would look at these people and you'd be like, yo, you wearing some ugly ass shoes.
Were
What
y'all
the fuck?
kids with Toms?
No,
I wasn't, but
I
I'd
was
see
never.
kids with Toms. I'd be like, what are you wearing burlap sacks on your feet
Right.
for? And then
If I
they would
find
be
the
like,
receipts, I'm gonna pull them up.
And it'd be
Let me
like, bro,
find out. Let me find out
it'd
when
be
y'all
like,
was
bro,
wearing
it'd be like, bro,
Puka
your feet,
shell.
your feet stank.
but you'd be like, no, but
Oh,
like
yeah.
I gave a pair of Toms to a kid in need, and now we both
Wait.
flexing.
Wait. Do you think the Tom's kid grew up to be what was it called?
kid.
What the like a Tom's, like a kid that wore Toms? Did they grow up to
oh.
be what are those, like not Birkenstocks, but the other ones with the straps?
Oh, you're thinking of Chacos or whatever.
Yeah. Did they grow up to be Choco kids?
Well, no,
I
they
think
grew
they
up to be.
probably right now they're probably hype beasts. Like they just
No,
follow each trend. So right now the hype beast.
let's
is
be
the
real.
trend.
If you were wearing Toms back in school, you're Antifa now.
Oh my God.
That just is what it is.
Yeah, they all wear black Toms. if
But
you see
I
the
want y'all to
silhouette.
get into a few topics because
More
I know
aerodynamic.
y'all had some stuff on the list.
All right, I wanna talking about freedom yesterday.
Yeah.
And people that weren't so free, allegedly, it seems this thing came out where allegedly Benedict Cumberbatch's like descendants own slaves, and he might be like paying some reparations, which is crazy. And some, like, apparently this came out about somebody else too.
There's two different
Actors.
I'm pretty sure they're both from the UK though.
Yeah, but like it's crazy.
So I don't think it actually is like American slavery.
I mean, they're the ones that started it, so it's like, you know.
They're
the ones that came up with the idea,
actually.
like, yo, like, but I just
let's
think
not
it's
take away from them, you know.
Yeah. I think it's just wild that like Donald Glover called this in the last season of Atlanta. If y'all watched that episode,
Yeah.
Explain it to us.
So basically, there's you know how like Donald, like in Atlanta, he would do certain episodes that were basically just like art pieces to have some sort of social commentary.
How did he do it though?
So there was an episode where it just follows this guy who, in the beginning of the episode, he's like this like divorced dude that has like a mid-level life, just works like a regular like middle-class job, and the whole time he's like listening to NPR, like going to work, and they're talking about this court case where where like this famous person was found out to like have a past of owning slaves, and then they were gonna pay this X amount, and then like people are talking to him about it, and at first he's like, yeah, man, I mean, like this guy's super rich, like why shouldn't he give back? Then it turns out because of the president of this court case, because they like went to court and everything, a bunch of people started just doing research on regular people, not even people that were rich.
So no, what they started doing is they were going down their ancestry.
Yeah, everyone's going down their
own ancestry and being like, who owned my parents? Basically. So a random person will be like, I'm going to go down my ancestry. This was my ancestors. Who owned them? Oh, this dude owned them. And then filing a court case, like suing them.
So at the end of the episode, this dude gets sued for like $5 million, or I don't know. They like say the amount or whatever. And he like and it turns into like a tax, and he like basically loses everything. By the end of the episode, he's working at like a restaurant as a waiter.
Damn. Yeah, it brings up a good point of when does it stop or how do you stop?
And that was the whole thing. It was like it was a very interesting. It's a very interesting episode that makes you think.
But then, are we okay with like normal people that didn't really benefit?
No. I mean, I agree. Very slippery slope.
Yeah.
But that's not the case.
Especially when you.
No, it's not. It's not.
The funny thing about that.
Lose a couple mil.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But it all becomes like.
And is it US? Like, what court is it? Is it like UK court? Is it US court? Like,
depending on where it originated
or is it just like performative that he found out?
UK.
Or is it like did he like find out and then try to get ahead of it and then
Right.
saying,
That's
I'm going
what
to
you
give
do.
money back.
If you find out, you get ahead of it and you give them a lot of money to like be the good guy. You don't make them pull the money
That
out
makes
of you
sense.
if you can do it. But here's the problem is that rich and well off is all in perspective of what your lifestyle is, right? So it's
This
like
is true.
if you now have to pay a mortgage on a $10 million house, you have all these cars that you have to keep up maintenance for. It may not seem, yeah, you have a lot of money, but in comparison to what your lifestyle is, you don't, right? Like most of
that's
your
just-
money
I
is
guess
put
so.
away in like the crypto market, and that's doing bad. So it's like you really ain't got liquidity like that. You know
Zed's
what I
talking
mean?
about how he lost everything.
I'm
He
just-
over leveraged himself.
He over leveraged.
But what I'm saying is that becomes a thing where you're like, yeah, I got money, but not like that.
The way my bank account is set up.
Right. Like I ain't got just $5 million liquid right now ready to pay up for reparations. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But isn't that what the IRS is for? Like, don't they?
Just garnish
you
your
just-
wages and stuff or what?
I think.
Well, I
Oh
mean,
no!
yeah,
He's got a point.
I
He's got a
lost
point.
this
No.
much money I had.
Hey, for all you dirtbag dads that don't pay child support, the second you try to pull out your Social Security, I think they're gonna deduct it.
Hey,
So
hey,
you
does that
don't.
mean I get money when my dad's like
How does that
60
work? Do they
something?
give it to you at that point, or do they give it to your parents still?
I would really. I mean, I was like, damn, I needed this shit like 40 years ago.
No.
Fuck.
Wait. I think the best thing would be like every time Ruben gets it, he buys himself like a birthday gift.
Bro, I would. I'd save
He
it
take-
up and like
he
I'd get like
takes-
a Rolex and be like,
Yeah.
hey, this is my deadbeat dad's Rolex.
Yeah. Bro, he
It'd
takes
be,
himself.
it'd be something to say. That to be a flex.
He takes
like,
himself
it's
to
like-
like
You buy a Bored
Disneyland.
Ape?
Bro, you go to Disneyland and you go to
Nah.
like all the crazy stuff.
Yeah, bro, that'd be sad. I couldn't do that. Could you imagine? It's like a $500 check. Like I'm going to Disneyland.
Hey, but here's the way you
Damn.
do it. You give it to your girl.
Bro, that's why I hate Chuck E.
You give it to your girl, and you make your girl be your dad for the day.
Nah,
You're like,
there you
hey,
go. There you
I'm
go.
gonna give you this check.
21.
I want you
Hey,
to take me to see Mickey. I want you to buy me the
Wait,
fast
wait.
pass.
What if you get your
Yeah, yeah.
mentor to buy you the fast pass? So then it like you
Yeah,
buy it
yeah.
with like this check, and then you get your mentor to take you.
There's ways
What
around
mentor?
it.
Huh?
I like the idea. That'd be
You
dope.
got mentors?
Y'all not just mentors, and y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't got mentors?
I mean, I
got-
guess,
Bro, he got a
I'll-
dad that love him.
I guess I don't call them
No,
mentors
that's
though.
it.
Maybe
Like,
that's
you
what
still
it
need
is.
mentors.
I mean,
Role
no, you
model.
do need mentors. I got people in my life, but I guess I ain't trying to push no buttons, but I guess I'm not looking for external male figures like that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I don't think I
It's
have
Drake.
that.
His mentor is Drake.
For
Nah,
real.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Drake
For
and
a
Andrew
weekend,
Tate.
for a while, the weekend, I was like, "That's the way you treat women." For a while, I was like, "I think I get it. I think I get it." You
That's
just sing
crazy.
to them.
Just
You
fumble
like
into the
do all
thing.
this crazy shit. Nah, he would
So-
have some of the
so-
craziest lines, but
What's it called?
Wait.
All right, so there's this thing I want. What were you saying?
I was gonna pass it to you because we were talking about ownership.
Yeah, we were talking about ownership, and so I read this thing, and I was too. I had stuff to do. I didn't want to get too invested, but I was like, man, I need to find out. So in the Barracks, they posted that Steve Barr and Eric Austin own 100% of the Barracks. For those of you who don't know, the Barracks is just like a big skate park that turned into like a business, and the two like of these skaters own, and they don't really skate anymore because they're past that age.
Yeah.
But they like
It's like a
kinda
media
skate.
company now, right?
Yeah, so
essentially.
a media company, and so everybody thought that they owned it, and
For
then
the
they
longest. When they posted this, I was like, y'all don't own it?
yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, I didn't own it. So
Apparently
they
Hypebeast owned
posted.
it, right?
I don't. So I didn't. So I haven't read it. So if you know more, then
So
so Eric Austin and
apparently
Steve Barr are 100% back in control of the Barracks, and then they posted like, we haven't been in charge of it for a few years,
yeah,
and
it was like
it's
5
kind of
years
gone down
that
the
Hypebeast
drain,
they sold it to
and we're gonna
Hypebeast.
take it over.
okay.
They
So
sold it to Hypebeast.
hey, so
Damn,
this
is that what
actually,
happened? There's more posts. Do you want
so
me?
here's
Let me
what
read
it
them
makes me
first.
feel.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I start noticing a lot of these things, like the same thing with CCS, where remember the times where it dipped. Like I was listening to Bert Kreischer talk to Tony Hawk, and he was talking about how skating changed over the years. And Bert was thinking back, like, yeah, that actually is when all of us stopped skating and started doing this. Like you start seeing the dates and stuff. When we were watching
Yeah.
the Barracks, it was popping. We were watching all those skate things. We were watching
Man,
everything.
those were
Bro, the games
days.
of skate, the
We would
Barracks
watch
games
all
of
those
skate,
Barracks games of skate. And then for some reason, I don't know about you
Battle
guys.
Commanders, bro. Battle Commanders were it.
And then I don't know if
Oh,
it was the same thing with you guys, but I just kind of stopped watching it.
The
Oh
Hollow
yeah,
Meat?
yeah, yeah,
Hollow Meat?
yeah. The
Oh yeah.
but no, but Hollow Me the Strasher, no, the one
Bangin'.
Bangins, bro, Bangins.
Bangers were going hard, man.
Did he wait? Did you
wanted
guys
to
ever?
say it at the end. You're like,
You know,
"Ooh."
no, you know which ones I love too? Skater Dies. The
Skater
Skater
Dies
Dies
were really good.
segment because it was just like you're hanging off the homies talking shit, betting.
Yeah, that one's more like in the like those how you know you actually watch it like all of
Right.
them. The
So-
Skater Dice are really fun.
Back then, those were the things, right? And
Yeah.
then as of like 5 years or so, I hadn't been watching anything like that. Like I hadn't been keeping up with it. It didn't seem, and it seems like this is a reoccurring thing. People buy these institutions thinking that they're a model is going to keep on going, not realizing that these types of things you have to be very in the know of what's going on and how to keep on
Yeah.
moving with it.
Yeah.
And when you have like same thing with CCS, when you have Foot Locker buy it, they're not going to know how to like get the skaters to come on board because it's not just have the best products. It's how do you make them feel like they should buy your product when they can go to a
Yeah.
local skate shop and support them. What makes you different, especially when skaters kind of seem to be anti-establishment? How do you become an establishment that resonates with the culture?
Well,
And when it becomes when it gets bought by something that big, it's really hard to trust that. It doesn't feel like that authenticity is there anymore. The creatives behind it get pushed to the side and you see it fall for a while. I'm finally starting to see Barricks videos back on my like suggested page. I'm starting to see things that I want to see again. And I'm wondering if this has to do with this change in management again.
well, I think the thing that brought him back, like the biggest thing that they had been pushing is the dual kickflip thing. That was like the one thing that's been lately hitting. But I think too, it's like skateboarding is so cyclical, like it comes in waves. And it's weird too that it's like now thinking back to when we were kids, it's like, dude, why did we gatekeep it so much? At least I did. Like I maybe that's just my personality. But I remember I used to hate when people like that didn't skate would wear like skate clothing. And it's just like, no, man, like this is how things grow. This is how things like if you think about like if you want
was-
skaters to like
I
brands
was
to
okay
grow.
gatekeeping. I think there's a difference. Gatekeeping like younger kids, that's kind of messed up. But gatekeeping the lame kids, I kind of
True.
understood.
There's a balance to it, but it's also like, how do you get something like a skate? Like, girl will never be worth even close to anything to any other sports team.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's like, if the only way to get it to be worth more is supply and demand, and how do you get these skaters to actually make bank to where it's not just like one person that like does all the right moves to like, and then don't even make it in skateboarding. Like Rob Dyrdek would be the highest paid person, and he technically didn't make his money through skating.
I agree with you on that with that gatekeeping stuff because I felt the same thing about like bands, right? I would see these people wear band shirts, and originally I wanted to gatekeep and be like,
A band.
name 5 songs, like you don't know shit about them, why are you wearing their stuff? And then I had to pause and think about it. I'm
He
like,
goes,
how do
name
you-"
one Metallica song.
Pretty much, but then I had to think about it. Like I realized that metal
Couldn't.
and rock as a genre was dying, and I would be like, why aren't there like seas of people watching these bands anymore? And then I thought, well, the times have changed, but in that case, the biggest money that you're going to make as an artist is from touring and merchandising. I mean, you put your music out and people listen, but you're getting fractions of a penny on streaming. So if someone who doesn't listen to a band but buys a t-shirt, they're supporting that band more than someone who's just listening to the music. And that just is what it is. So at that same time, if you want to look at it like the rising tide raises all ships, in order for skating to be popular again, like let's be 100% honest, skating took off because skaters were skating, but also because Lil Wayne was wearing skate clothes.
Yeah.
So if Lil Wayne's wearing
That's why I
skate
started
clothes,
falling off.
nah,
When Lil Wayne got into skating, that's when it was already
It
slowly
was
like
jeeping.
not, but
yeah.
clothing,
But
but
no,
the
bro.
style
When
and
Justin
everything
Bieber
went up.
started skating,
And they were skating around the same time.
yeah,
It actually made everybody want to dress like when skaters dress like
I guess
skaters, people thought they were like
skaters don't dress like a skater. Yeah.
yeah, like pretty much he made people want to
Y'all
dress like
see
a
Wayne
skater,
go pro?
even if they weren't buying skateboards, they were buying clothes.
Wayne
Lil Wayne went pro?
He went pro finally.
Yeah, he turned himself pro, I think.
He turned himself pro.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool. That's a
yeah.
cool feeling.
Yeah.
He
So I
was,
think he
bro.
finally, and mind you,
He had
I
truck,
respect Lil
Truck
Wayne.
Fit. Does he still have Truck Fit as a company? That was the
I'm not
for him.
sure about that
I don't know if
anymore.
he still
It is cool to
exists.
see his progression because he's like, I want to skate, and then people would kind of clown him because he did look ridiculous, and he
And he
kind of
just
But
stood
stuck
it's
up.
to
like
it though.
because he was
He
old,
just
bro.
stuck
Like,
to it, and he did it. You would see him like rock the baby and just do a
yeah.
bunch of shit. And then I seen him recently, and he just like shreds, and you're just like, damn, what the fuck? Like Lil Wayne's dope, man. Like
But
you
it's
could see like
also
he had a
like
passion for it.
he would make that, like, any time that he had a music video or anything like that, he would say, "Y'all need to put a half pipe though."
That
Like
was
that would be
dope.
like his thing.
Yeah.
Like he
That's
he
really
was
cool.
very like, I want to like just be skating,
Damn.
and that was
Comment
his
Lil
thing.
Wayne W. I love those
And
comments when people really like someone.
Yeah.
Comment
yeah,
insert name W, and I'm
W.
just like,
Yeah.
you're right. They are
Yeah.
always winning.
Yeah.
And
comment
then
the
when they hate
goat.
somebody,
Comment Lil Wayne the goat.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Tom Brady. No, never mind. All right. So what did we want to discuss next?
So the next thing I wanted to bring you guys, talking about ownership, teams that have a lot of money and all that stuff, is and something that gets gatekeeped, but now I'm a bandwagon fan and I've been following it for the past year. But F1. So there's one American team in F1. It's Haas. Gene Haas owns it. Is the owner of it, but they're
Ass.
mid. They're ass. That dude, like they're terrible. Like if
their Haas. Okay.
if
Yeah.
Put them.
like Zen, if I were to get Zen to go to
Too
like a
easy. Too
race,
easy.
and he'll pull up all patriotic, all January 6th out, and he says which one's the American team, and I show him, and then he sees their performance, he'll be like, nah, bro,
I'm
this ain't
changing jerseys.
this ain't it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Midway, he's like, "Fuck, Mexico got a team."
yeah. So that's also why I ride so hard for Sergio Perez. Shout out Sergio Perez, because he's like in a top
Chico,
team, and but
putting
anyway.
on
And then so
for the brown people.
this year we have an American driver on the grid. He's this new up and coming kid, but again he's signed to a mid team, so I don't think people are gonna care. So with that, and with Drive to Survive bringing new eyes to F1,
Man.
Andretti, that's an American race team, and GM Andretti has been trying to get his team into F1, but he doesn't get taken seriously because most of the stuff he does is in the US. He's an American. And there's a lot of capital that takes into joining F1. I mean, to put it into perspective, an F1 car costs about 3 to 4 million just to make.
3 to 4 mil.
Yeah. So he partnered with Cadillac to bring Cadillac and Andretti into F1 to be the 11th team on the grid. So this is like the first like series, like before he was saying that he wanted to join, and it was seen kind of like a meme, but now this seems like a little bit, it's getting taken a little bit more serious. And I think if they're good, it would be really interesting, because I mean, right now the way F1 is, you watch a couple races and you realize that there's only 3 teams that really like
that are winning.
battle. Yeah, like it's either
Yeah.
Red Bull,
It'd be interesting
Ferrari,
to see
or
like the
Mercedes.
mid-range or the lower range.
Yeah, like
in
the
the new
midfield,
teams. I
like shake
agree.
up a little bit,
That'd
and
be
then
cool.
anything can
While
happen now.
you were talking, I was thinking like, how could it go mainstream or more mainstream? And I was thinking
Right.
because like, imagine if there's like a GM team or something. Could you imagine if there's a Tesla team? Because you said 5 million. I was like, Elon Musk is a billionaire, so what's 5
So
million?
there's Formula E. Formula E is all electric cars.
So does Tesla have? Yeah, but so does Tesla have a team?
Tesla could have a team in Formula E. They
Yeah, could you
don't have one
imagine
right
if they
now.
had a team? Elon Musk just pulls up looking all fucking
I don't.
weird, and like in a blazer, and
Yeah.
I'm in the car, and it's just a Tesla. It's all fucking weirdly
But
shaped and
I,
like
I will say this:
silver.
Formula E does not get
It'd be pretty
taken
dope.
seriously, because a lot of what you like about Formula
Elon, get on
One
it.
and like things like that is that like you hear the room. In Formula E, it's just like,
Oh my god,
No, but you
there
can
ain't no
put you,
room,
you
bro.
can pump in
bro, just make him
room
do it.
now. No,
Like
but
that
like you
South
can
Park
pump in
episode.
sound now. Like you can pump in sound.
Yeah. There's no
bro. Hey,
zoom,
turn it
zoom,
up, you're going
zoom,
faster.
zoom.
Oh,
There's
not.
no
a
zoom.
because
There's no zoom, bro.
because
There's
of
just
the
it's just
because the
Skype.
sound of
It's
the
just
air. No.
nah, bro. It's just Skype. It's just.
Damn. It is kind of
But
weird without the
all
noise.
that to say, if Andretti and Cadillac make it into F1s, then are you gonna watch?
Nah, I'm cool on that.
Bro, you a
But if
hater,
Tesla
bro.
makes it F1, would you watch?
If Tesla gets into
I'm still not
Formula
watching that
E,
shit. I just know myself.
And then name it
I
like
just know
what
myself. I'm
would the
not
name of
watching
the
that shit.
Tesla team be?
yeah. What would you name the Tesla team?
What if like SpaceX had a team, but it's really Tesla?
Yeah, damn, SpaceX as the team. That's like the team
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, SpaceX.
Yeah.
Well, because that's the other company he has.
Who you picking as a
It'd
driver?
be called like Neurospeed, probably.
Neurospeed.
Nah, give it some lame ass name.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Neurospeed. That sounds like something he come up with. Coda like has like a cool name.
No, that's
It,
what it's gonna
like,
be. What are you
it
talking
brings so
about?
many eyes to it.
Yeah.
Nah.
Toyota. Oh, Toyota's it fine.
Toyota
I
used to
think
be
of a lame car company.
Toyota used to be an
Ford.
F1. Right now, Honda.
14. Yeah, they're
Ford
27th
used to be an
place,
F1.
and they're falling apart in the back. How
Ford
much was
used
the
to be.
car? It was like, well, usually they're like a couple mil, but this one was like, like they got a good deal, it was like 40,000 or something. So like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
Just call it
falling
like the
apart.
Hyperloop or something. Just use one of his previous ones.
yeah.
I like that one. I like the Hyperloop. That's cool.
Yeah.
If they had a team, I think more people would watch it.
I briefly want to like talk. I mean, this was going to be for another segment, but we're going to do this segment for another episode. So I kind of want to take one of these headlines, and just briefly talk about it while it's still very poppin'. So El Chapo's son got arrested, and
Again,
dude,
second
it
time.
has been
Second time.
crazy right now over there.
Do you think your grandma would be
Mexico, yeah.
free Joaquin's son if
Oh,
she was alive?
100%. 100%. She would be on that shit immediately. She'd be out there protesting.
Does she live in that city? Because if I
Nah.
lived in that city, I'd be like, goddamn, free anybody at this point. I hear that there's like insane crimes, like they're blowing up cars.
Oh, they are
Yeah,
fighting with the
people.
military.
No. Last
They're
time they
at
like
war
hijacked
with the
planes.
military.
Like I'm pretty sure they've hijacked planes before to like
That's
be like
wild.
free. This
I wonder
is
if
some
this will create
different
any
stuff, bro.
change or if
This
it'll be
is
the same quota at the end.
what would you do if you saw like a free Joaquin son shirt, like a T-shirt?
I'd be like, who hurt you? Bro, who are you? Are you from the
Or
area?
who
Like,
helped
I'm
you?
sorry.
Or who helped you? Damn.
Who helped you, dog? Sometimes you got to have the back
Hopefully
of the people that got your
not.
back.
Yeah.
Depends where I see him. Hopefully, how did he help him? He said, bro,
I
without him,
mean,
I wouldn't
all I'm
be
saying
here.
is sometimes people pulling people out of places.
I'm just saying, dog, that the one thing I will say about these news is it's like I got people out of the woodwork just asking me what I think about this happening, and I'm like, dog, I don't know.
Who is asking you? That sounds like some
I don't,
white people shit.
I'm
What
just not. I'm
type
not
of
saying
what
who,
is
but
it?
like,
Bro, what do you think about El Chapo? Like, you think I follow El Chapo news? Like, do you think that's like our fucking
yeah, like it's
Beyonce?
not a
Like, bro, I
Google
don't
alert I
know.
have. I don't got that
Like,
Google
damn.
alert.
You telling me what the fuck is going on with El
Wait, y'all
Chapo?
don't
That
have that
motherfucker be
Google alert?
escaping.
No,
What
you
happened?
got a Chapo Google alert?
I don't have El Chapo Google alert, but I get alerted.
If he's in the area, I might want to
You know
say
what I mean?
hi.
I do get a bing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like something does
yeah.
notify me.
You listen to
This boy's crazy.
that rapper song? What's his name? The Game, the El Chapo song? That's a terrible song. I don't know why he chose that
Try not
as
to
the
touch that thing.
chorus. It just goes El
What the fuck
Chapo.
happened?
Man.
Hey, did y'all
But
hear
yeah.
about? So the one thing I want to talk about before we close out, just because it's a very unfortunate situation, was the DAMAR HAMLIN situation that happened
Oh,
on the
yeah.
football team, on the football field. So basically, and this is more so in the response of how everything went down. DAMAR HAMLIN, he was playing for the
Bills
All right, I know it was the Bills versus somebody
versus the Bucket. No, versus the Bengals.
because I was about to start. I knew I was about to be disrespectful.
It was
say
the
the wrong
Bills
team.
versus the Bengals. I know because I mean,
but look, here's the thing. At the end of the day,
I'm
is none of this.
American.
No, I was gonna say because
Hmm.
my fantasy league team, I
Red,
lost,
white,
but
blue, motherfucker.
I lost because they canceled the game and my guys didn't put up points, but I was fine with it.
Are you you were fine with it? You sure?
Yeah, I mean the season's over. I lost. I got 5th place. I was like, what? I mean, I got 6th place. I was like, what would 5th place really
Out
do
of
for
how
me at this
many?
point?
Out of how
Like
many?
12.
Oh,
So
okay,
basically, what
well,
happens is that
top
this
50%, baby.
That's what I'm saying.
he tackles somebody, he gets up, he collapses immediately. They rush to get him. He had a heart attack and he died, and they had to revive him on the field. He had to get revived
Oh my
twice before
God.
he had to be revived
Yeah.
2 times.
Luckily, neurologically, they're saying that he's fine.
And so he
because-
goes to the hospital. He was in
How?
critical condition.
Yeah.
And one of the first things he said when he like came to was, "Did we win?" He was
Oh
like,
my
"Did we win the
God.
game?"
Oh my God, no!
That
dude.
was like one of the
That's
first
so
things he said. He
That's
wrote
so
down
sad,
that the Bills
dude.
went. Like he wrote down like, and he was FaceTiming his boys and stuff. And
I mean,
it's seeming better. It's seeming a lot more. It's seeming a lot more like that he's going to do good and that He's gonna make a full recovery. But now here's what happens. So this happens, and then Skip Bayless tweets out,
I thought it was Skip Bales.
huh?
I thought it was Skip Bales.
Pretty sure it's Skip Bayless. You can try to
Bailey's is
Bayless?
a Bailey's is a alcohol.
Bailey's is an
Have I
alcohol.
been saying it wrong?
Can
the
you
whole
look it
time? I
up,
thought it was
though?
Skip
And
Bales.
I'm pretty sure it's Bayless.
Hey Siri,
All right, skip whatever.
who is
But
Skip
whatever.
Bales? Oh, well, it read it, but it didn't read it. Sorry.
You can hear it? Did you hear it?
No, did you hear it?
Okay. It's Bayless.
Bayless.
Payless.
So yeah, Skip Bayless.
Skip Bayless.
He's
Skip
on
Bayless.
Undisputed. He's on like a talk show where they talk about sports and with Shannon Sharp.
Bro,
And
I only care about what's that dude's
Stephen
name?
A. Smith. You
Stephen
don't
A.
even care
Smith.
about him because you don't even know his name. Now, Skip Bayless
He's
tweets
funny,
out
dude.
that night, and he basically says like, "This is a crazy." I don't. It's the way he said the tweet sounded crazy. Can you look up the Skip Bayless tweet really quickly?
Well, I already had him pulled up, so let's see.
All right, let me quickly see the tweet. Let's go to tweet.
I needed an alarm that was annoying, so I looked up tones, and I bought a ringtone for the first time. And I
Damn,
think it was
bro.
the first ringtone I've ever bought, and it's a tone to wake me up, and it's a Jesus song. Because I thought it was so annoying because it goes like it's just like I forget how it goes, but basically like Jesus, like thank you Jesus for another day, and it just repeats that chorus. And
My
I'm just
mom
like,
has
bro,
one of those, dude. It's the most annoying thing.
Wait.
in the world.
Yeah,
Talking about buying ringtones. Did you ever put up the phone to the radio so it could be your ringtone?
yeah, hell yeah, yeah.
Now he goes,
Hey,
no
you
doubt.
finish it.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
this. Hey yo, it's Ruben. Leave the message after the beep, beep, and then you hear it. You're like, hey yo,
Yeah.
fuck. All right, again.
Yeah.
All right,
You
I found the
got-
You be
tweet.
waiting by the
I found the
radio
tweet.
till the song
The tweet
plays.
goes, no doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of this game. But how? This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome, which suddenly seems so irrelevant. When he tweeted that, people said, what the fuck is your problem, dude? Why are you even like...
Bro, he had money on the line, bro. His fantasy team was probably like... His
All
fantasy
right, bro.
team was probably
We
like
get
right
how
there.
you feel. We get you don't care about humans and you just
He's
think
probably
of them
right.
as
Yeah.
game pieces, dog.
He's
I'm
probably
saying
right, though.
saying that that's probably on some shit that he
Why
was
he
on.
said
Because
what he
you felt
said.
that, so you kind of resonate with what you're saying.
No, I didn't think that. I said
No, it's
good. Are you kidding me? I don't care that much.
But basically, that's the kind of stuff that people are like, yo, how are you even gonna like talk about the game right now when we're like dealing with human life?
Yeah.
How do we feel about that considering that's his job?
Well, I think the main thing was he didn't apologize, right? I think they like brought it
No,
up, and he just like doubled down.
He doubled down,
tripled down.
in the middle. It was actually wild. So basically, Shannon Sharp took the next day off because he's like, I'm not even trying to come and argue with him about this shit. I'm gonna like be so upset.
Yeah.
So he doesn't go in the next day. The next day he goes. He kind of comes in calm. He wants to just talk about some other stuff and just get it out the way. He tries to do a monologue.
Yeah.
And in the middle of it, Skip Bayless cuts him off. He says, hold on, let me cut you off for a second. I stand by what I said. He's like, bro, are you fucking kidding me, dude? You won't even let me get my monologue off where I'm trying to not get into this shit. And she just goes, fucking move on. Like, he got so frustrated because like I can't even get my point across without you cutting me off to say you still backing it.
Well, was Skip Bayless a professional athlete at any point?
I have no idea, dude. I have no idea about sports commentators or sports in general.
Because I will say, I think one of the reasons that he's probably not a really good person if he's saying all this, or he just wanted attention. But two, I don't think if you were never a professional athlete, like I can see why you don't sympathize because you just see these people as things for your entertainment.
But I bet you most times, most commentators, especially of that level, have been.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Like in order to have like that sort of notoriety. But it's very unfortunate. Prayers
glad he's
go out
okay.
to DAMAR,
glad
HAMLIN.
that neurologically everything's okay.
And one last thing I want to touch on is Jake Paul signed a deal with the PFL.
I wanted to say, what do you think about that?
I think it's very interesting. That means we're going to see him get into the MMA ring.
Yeah.
Octagon or whatever they do.
So
it's the professional fighters
do you
league.
think that
the
the
PFL
internet
is.
moved the goalpost for him so far that he said, "All right, fine, I'll get in the octagon"?
I think it just makes sense for like the plight he's fighting. He's fighting for fighter
Probably
pay.
just having fun.
And well, it's going to be an interesting one. He wants Nate Diaz to come and do a 2-fight deal, one in the boxing ring, one in the MMA.
That's cool.
That's what he says he wants.
It's
We'll
probably
see
just
if
having
that
fun.
happens.
That sounds cool.
But it's not having
If you're
fun as much
young
as
and in shape, you're just like, I like fighting now, and I'm
well, he's
pretty
making
good at it.
hella money,
And-
and every
and
time
Yeah,
he-
they're
and
making a lot of money.
And he makes hella
Why not?
money.
every time he does a fight,
He
it's like
seems
the
pretty
biggest
happy
fight.
to do it. As long as he's having fun at this point, I don't even think he cares or anybody cares now who he fights. He's just won. I think if he lost, it wouldn't have as much of an effect. Like nobody would be like, "Oh my god, he lost."
Yeah, like if he
It's
got his ass
expected he
beat.
will lose at some point, but he's been winning.
But I
He's trying new
I don't
shit.
what
know.
I
At
will
this
say,
point, it's
what
hard when he
I
does
will
lose.
say that it went from it did go. I will give you this. Then it did go from everybody being like, "I want to see Jake Paul get his ass beat," to now it's like, "Oh snap!" Like I want to see like what he'll do against this
Jake Paul
person.
guy. Yeah,
Right.
You know, like
And
I
I
don't
kept
think
on
people.
saying that
I
was
don't
the
think.
thing.
I genuinely don't think that people are cheering for him to get his ass beat anymore.
Yeah, and it's kind of working differently. It's hard for him to be the heel now. He kind of has to be the heel against the UFC, basically.
Yeah.
will he be like the Conor McGregor of internet fighting, basically?
Oh, he's.
Like, he
I mean,
talks enough shit and he's followed around
well,
enough.
he's
that,
already.
like,
He makes more money than Conor in fighting.
well,
Yeah.
now
Well,
yes,
Connor hasn't fought since I don't know
No,
when.
but meaning like I think the
and
amount of
won
money
since
that a
I don't know when.
pay-per-view.
Oh, like
I don't know about
in-
generating, but at least the amount of money that Jake Paul would get from his own pay-per-view would be more of what like.
Well, is that
Conor McGregor
because
gets in
Jake
a
Paul's
pay-per-view.
independent?
He's not necessarily independent, but it's the way things are split. His boxing is with Showtime. He's under Showtime to do boxing,
Mm.
and now he's under PFL to do all this other stuff. So it's not like he's
Pretty dope.
independent. He's always they're sanctioned professionally
dope.
with other companies, but it's about how the splits are happening, how much. So in the PFL,
It'd be
it's going to be
cool to watch, I
50-50. 50% of the revenue goes to the fighters, which
Mm.
is not normal at all.
Yeah.
So it's a 50-50 split on revenue with fighters and management, which
I'm
is what he's
excited.
really pushing.
I'll illegally stream it. So
Yeah.
you
You know what I'm excited for? I'm
Get
excited
that,
to see
get that jailbroken fire stick.
I'm excited to see Izzy fight again.
Me too. I'm very interested to
Who?
see how that's gonna end up. Izzy Adesanya, Stylebender.
He's like he's a really interesting guy because he's a fighter's fighter, but also knows how to market himself well. Because usually the fighter's fighter, like they don't make money, they don't.
cares about.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no one really cares about it unless you're like a diehard fan. But he's the type of
Yeah.
fighter that like the fighters respect, but also like he garners like media attention. So he's really interesting.
Yeah.
Where it's like even if you're a casual fan, you could root for this guy.
Cool. I'm excited for that fight.
So we're gonna see what's gonna happen in the world of sports. We'll be keeping you updated, illegally streaming them, and keeping you updated in the loop. But with that being
If y'all
said,
got the fight, post it on Instagram Live. That's how I watch mine. All right.
Yep.
Everybody do their part.
we'll pull up to the Discords. But
Yep.
tell
Those
your
streams
Theos
get
Theos that
blocked.
we're out here being
Then move it to
wild.
Facebook Live.
Yep. NordVPN it. Send a check.
Yeah. Just do us all a favor. Come on. We ain't
Yeah.
all trying to pay $25. If
That's
you got it
true.
like
I'd be
that,
getting mad expensive.
Nah, it's more than 25, bro. It's like 60 or
it's
80.
my favorite, man. When I see someone go live and I know an event is happening, I'm like, yes, I get to watch. Down and like they'll position the camera and you're like, all right,
Yeah.
all right.
I recently had to I recently had to cut YouTube TV out the budget, so I canceled my subscription. So if YouTube TV, if you want us back, send the check.
Or somebody live stream YouTube TV.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
someone just give us a login.
Or someone will give us a login, or I need to download F1 TV again once the season starts.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm going. It's like I'm really sad. It comes back in March, and I need it to come back.
You got a few months.
It's okay. You could just go boom, 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 boom under your breath.
Go to NASCAR.
Yeah. It makes me want to It makes me want to buy a
They're basically
PlayStation.
the same thing.
Nah, bro. It makes me want to buy a PlayStation so then I can buy F122. So PlayStation and F122 send the. We'll
in
make
the middle of his living room.
Yo, we would
Okay.
honestly we would make fire content if the three of us like played F122 and like made a race.
Yeah, if it wasn't so expensive. It'd be
Yeah.
fun. I assume it's expensive, right? You buy a whole ass wheel for it.
I mean, you don't have to buy the wheel. You could play it out with like the control.
Nah,
But
no,
no, I know.
It's not the same.
I know it's not the same.
I did when I was at the Twitter office. They had the F1 racing game. They played it, and nobody can go on that floor anymore. Is what I've heard. On the 5th floor, it's closed. It was like a game room. Elon put a picture there, and And yeah,
He said y'all gotta go back to work. Ain't
yeah.
none of y'all playing
Well, they're all
F122.
working. They're all working off of one floor apparently
Damn, so he can
in
watch
the
them.
building, and they didn't pay rent, bro. So
So
when I don't pay rent, it's the issue. But when Elon doesn't pay rent,
So are you
it's
are you telling me that
it's
Elon turned
he's
Twitter into a
smart,
sweatshop?
huh?
So
Not a
Elon turned.
sweatshop. I mean, he's just trying to just. I mean, you
I
don't
think he
got.
wants to have collaborative like work. I guess if everyone's in, I don't know. By what it
Yeah,
seems
I
like,
don't
if
know.
people
I
work
don't think they
together
have
as a
enough
team,
employees to fill every floor. They just put them all. I mean, they could all fit on one floor like shit.
I guess. Well, tell your Theos that we out here being reckless, speaking for them, speaking on behalf of them. Come to the right side of the fence,
Go to Anchor, drop the Anchor.
and we out. Bye.
So yeah.
Damn.
You're not even talking on that mic.
Yeah, I know. It looked cool, right?
Yeah.
But it looked cool, did.
It did look cool.
Yeah. All right,
Damn.
guys.